Hello everyone, this is Ether Dragon, and welcome back to another episode of Fire Emblem Heroes. Let's just get straight into it. There's not as many replays as last time, but animations are still animations. So of course this week the big thing is Brammon's bonus. We got absolutely terrorized on offense by Brammons and whatnot. Goofballed in one match where I mistapped and I had to sack the unit. Another match I was trying to do the no traps challenge, don't activate the traps challenge, and realized that was a terrible idea, but spent way too much time setting up, so I had to sack a unit there as well. So not a perfect offense this week, but it was something to say the least. And of course this week Legendary Leaf is bonus, so it's not surprising people are just going to hit and run with him. Super simple strategy that works, especially when you have Milla, because you can isolate the dancers, but obviously here they didn't isolate either dancer. So by the way, AI does its stuff while Sumia gets caught, and Brammon picks up an overkill here. And well, ripperonis to that. And of course at this point, their bolt tower goes off, which definitely helps out against Seliph because he is running deflect missile still. So it's not completely trivial for Legendary Leaf to kill. Here they bait with Milla, but unfortunately Seliph is in Wings of Mercy range, so Brammon can just go and coast in for the attack here. And the follow-up's pretty straightforward as well. Brammon's able to face tank Legendary Leaf, especially because he's bonus, but it's actually not necessary here for Brammon to have bonus stats, but the plus 10 HP is just insane for Brammon. Makes him non-trivial for like my Nino to kill, especially the maxed out ones. But yeah, ripperonis. And here we go again. This time we have, for some reason, have decked out structures in this particular order. I'm not particularly sure about it, but that's just my opinion. And a Brave Celica. That's Fallen Celica. I always mix them up for some reason, no idea why. They decide to activate the the bolt trap here, and they have the healing tower, so it's not too big of an inconvenience. And since they know the heavy trap is real, or bolt trap is fake, they can just go in. And they fling in Lucina like that with Myrrh and company. Not sure why they exactly activated the Harmonized skill, but I guess the anti-follow-up stuff. Seliph, kinda tanky, so Fallen Celica is unable to kill. So Brammon's able to Wings of Mercy in and pick up the kill on Brave Lucina. Here the auto follow or the follow-up denial does work, but when you get one shot it kinda doesn't matter. And here Celica's finally able to take out Seliph, but now it's Sylvia's turn to do exactly 5 damage, 100% not rigged in any way. But we have Legendary Julio of Glacies, and if you actually do the daily damage calcs, it was possible for Celica to survive the Glacies from Legendary Julio, but she'd basically need everything she got to survive it, but it's just proof that it's possible. damage reduction and decent HP, so that definitely helps out. You know, with that, it's GG at this point. It's not like Nils is going to be murdering anyone anytime soon. And there we go. Pretty straightforward clear, but I don't know if it was necessarily an unnecessary drop of units, but maybe a bait further out might have been better. Who knows? And here we go. Naturally, we're going to see, with no duo's hindrance and whatnot, we're definitely going to be seeing more duo heroes, of course, and harmonized heroes. It's just inevitable. Of course, theoretically, even if I did, if I really want to use duo's hindrance, I need to get a competent duo unit. Or if I want to use a duo unit that's not as competent, I literally hide them in the corner, which is basically pointless. Because you gotta also hide the duo's hindrance structure. It's just very difficult to use effectively unless you apply a lot of pressure turn 1 or your setup allows the shenanigans to happen. Here, Legendary Leaf is barely able to kill Bramamon here, bonus stats out of 10. And keep in mind that's the +0 Bramamon, so yeah. I think he's also minus HP. Seliph able to survive thanks to deflect melee, but naturally Seliph is going to be unable to kill. So thanks to the Bold Fighter and Brave Bow, it's just quadding central. And so they can take out Sylvia. And of course they still have Nils isolated, so this Bramamon is just going to move and do his thing. Not too special there. But Raphael just chugging along with Brave Bow. Definitely super strong ether rates to just have units that have a guaranteed double, aka Brave Weapons. Because sometimes in Ether Raid's defense, it's not trivial to double naturally or even with guaranteed follow-ups. And well, what a surprise, it's another Legendary Leaf. I like the 144 heal. As if units can actually have 144 HP. But it is a maxed out Seliph, and he does have Divine Tearfing, no follow-up, so definitely useful against Bramamons. But here they decide to hit end turn with Fallen Leon, because of course he has his damage reduction, he's got Triangle Adept, he's green, so naturally he's not going to take a lot of damage. But he also doesn't kill, but I don't have any Wings of Mercy melee units to exploit that, so we're just going to get useless dances at this point. Bramamon gets a decent Luna here, and again this is the +0. So, but again, Fallen Leon unable to kill, 10 out of 10, and so Bramamon can attack yet again. And Julia can attack yet again, but that's it for Julia. Not enough res to survive another counter. But, better than nothing. But of course the problem is Seliph gets to move, and well, Fallen Leon not going to do very well there. And of course the other Bramamon's naturally going to teleport in with Wings of Mercy and get shot down. Barely picks up the kill here again, but again, bonus stats out of 10. It goes both ways. Both sides have got bonus stats, but it's more relevant for defensively because plus 10 HP and plus 4 defense helps out a lot more defensively rather than just plus 4 attack offensively. Okay, this Bramamon's going to attack into Seliph, and of course, not going to do too much. And of course, the Seliph has no follow-up, so able to pick up the kill there, and it's just the two dancers left, So pretty straightforward to win here, especially after the good old bolt tower damage goes off. And GG. And here we go. Haven't seen one of these in a while, but then again, we're not in Vault, so I guess some of the super top end strategies aren't as common, especially maxed out. Like this is just one of those, plus 10 of Versa for the support, super nice with 77 HP. Most enemy units will get affected by Versa's Knight. Of course, that can be a drawback against teams with like Restore, or I guess Odd Recovery, but Odd Recovery is Odd Recovery, so here they decide to hit end turn with Henriette. But of course the problem is you can only be so bulky, and again this is just the +0 Brimwand, so he does quite a bit of damage, but thanks to the heal from her weapon, Henriette's able to survive barely and pick up the kill on Bramamond. But at this point, she is just extremely low in HP. So Legendary Julia of Glacies is just too devastating.
I'm so sorry, Sharena.
And Legendary Julia can go on a mini rampage and also pick up a kill on Peony. I'm guessing she couldn't kill Aversa or something. That would be my guess, because Aversa just has a very large HP stat and pretty decent res stat thanks to both Dagger and Air. So that's probably why she went after Peony over Aversa. Solo using Vantage here, and because of Divine Tearfing, we're able to pick up the kill of Ignis. Quite a big shot there, and that's a Ripperonis. And well, more Legendary Leafs, large HP stats, especially with daggers running around. Extra stats, always nice. I guess the one thing that's somewhat non-trivial is that it gets to a point where Legendary Leaf does have quite a bit of bulk, like Milla comparable amounts, and especially if he's +10, Summoner Support, all that stuff, you can really get a lot of stats on Legendary Leaf while he's bonus. And it's water season as well. So they decide to hit end turn here with Guinevere, because of course Tome Effectiveness is quite useful. But again, this is the +0, I'm pretty sure it's -HP Bramamond, and Guinevere is barely able to pick up the one-shot here. Things would have been much more disastrous if Bramamond got that second hit in. But it wouldn't have mattered at the end of the day. Guinevere still would have lived, barely. And they of course waited so they could use their Bolt Tower to pick up the kill on Siliph here. Not sure if they calced it out, but if they did, props to them. But in general, it's pretty straightforward that you would use the Bolt Tower damage to chip down Siliph if you're going to use Guinevere to face tank like that. But yeah, that's kind of the trade-off with having the higher merge Bramamond in the back with Wings of Mercy. He just doesn't get into combat. That's one thing that's terrible about this defense, is that he just doesn't get to do anything unless people set up Wings of Mercy for me from not killing a unit. Otherwise, he basically never gets to attack, as we've seen in plenty of replays. He just gets shot down or whatever. Or player phased, of course. And Dagger, I presume she's absorbing the Bright Shrine debuffs. With her weapon, it just goes to large amounts of stats. But yeah, I did upgrade both shrines to level 7. So definitely adds quite a few stats for Dagger. And, well, naturally it's Legendary Leaf bonus, so this is a 100% viable team. Just spam Dancers and Legendary Leaf, because of course, it's kind of similar to Dual Lin in a sense, of just having a Brave weapon, except he does have a dual phase Brave weapon. But in exchange, of course, he's a cav instead of a flyer, so he can't necessarily fly over certain terrains, but he can move further. And of course he has his own unique Gale Force special, and also his bow has impact. There's a lot of small nuances, but the general idea whenever it's water season is you can definitely use a strategy like this, especially if you can set up Wings of Mercy with your Dancers, and of course against a team like mine where there's no duos hindrance at all, you're just free to spam 4 Dancers, and with duo skills that give them additional actions, or harmonized skills in the case of Dorothea. So it's just a complete rampage. And of course you don't need Disarm Trap because you just have so many dances that you can gamble which one is real, but of course they already knew that Bolt Trap was fake because of testing the other one, which is just intentionally there for free setup if anyone wants it, and a bunch of people definitely do use it, or just test it. So that's definitely a thing. And of course it's GG's. Not much to it. They definitely appreciated the Bolt Tower placement. You do not see a Column 2 Bolt Tower that often, but I guess it's a thing, maybe? Definitely a hard tech for layouts like mine, and some other specific maps where units are biased towards the left. And it also, of course, dodges the popular lane 3 and 4 catapults, like we have here. So, just solid nuking. And for our last replay, it looks like we have ourselves a save team, I would imagine. Running Brave Lucien and Company. Alright. Not too shabby. Heavily merged Milla, that's pretty cool. I still need to finish my Milla eventually. Here they have their healing tower, so they're free to just test it. And now they have some intel on which trap that the other Bolt Trap is fake. Let's see what they do here. Looks like they're planning to bait from the left, which has not been done in a super long time, so let's see what happens this time around. I actually haven't watched this replay, so I have no idea what they're up to. Kind of an interesting choice there to put Gustav there. If you're gonna use save skills, you probably want the save skills to proc just for the extra stats. But here we have the +0 Bramond against Faye. Going to do quite a bit of damage here. Yeah, that's quite a bit of damage from Luna. That's why we run Luna, just for tanks, but of course conceptually, if you have too much HP or whatnot, Luna still doesn't do enough. But at this point, because of the shenanigans, now Gustav is just free to get murdered, and Bramon just gets to go on a rampage. And he's also in Wings of Mercy range, so the other Bramon's ready to go. So it's just Bramon bonus out of 10, but it really didn't come down to bonus, because he was just... Bramon just has a pretty decent attack stat in general. So if Luna, super devastating. And with that, that's definitely a ripperoni. So, yeah, that's it for this week. Only 8 replays, which is quite a bit fewer than usual, but we even got 4 rematches, so, no, wait, 5 rematches. So, it's not even the random matchmaker, it's just people rematching, which is pretty natural, I think, for, not Vault shenanigans. But even in Vault, a lot of people do rematch. But yeah, with that, we're just gonna end out in top 20k like usual, and we did end up clutching out and getting the best ranking for defense scoring. Of course, Resonant Bells already seen that. We're never staying in interval 20 unless we finally get ourselves a harmonized hero. And in arena, we're hanging in there. We got quite a bit more 758s than I needed, but that's what I got, so we ended up getting a decent score. And not too many defense wins, but you just need one good scoring one anyways for the maximum feathers. But yeah, I built Lachesis, and I was using this jank build in arena. Got the job done, had her do things like murder dual-ins and one round KO some legendary Croms and stuff with some meme shenanigans. She's of course, and of course she's a healer, which I kind of, towards the beginning of my arena shenanigans this week, it just never crossed my mind that I was using a healer as a bonus so I could you know, heal my units. Because the fundamental problem with Crom on, okay, I'm just checking for it. Fundamental with using like Crom in arena is that he has to take damage. He takes damage at some point from like a counter or whatnot, and after that he's either out of push range, or if he is, he can't survive another counter, and there's a lot of units he can't one-shot, so it definitely gets pretty dicey in those situations. But with Lachesis bonus, it was quite straightforward. You know, you just attack a unit, you heal up, then go again, and it makes things quite a bit easier there. Yeah, while we're here, for why the heck not, we're already here. Grand Conquest is going on. I'm getting absolutely wrecked last round because none of us are really doing much. My Outrealm, or my team, is not really doing much. We're just getting absolutely rolled here. Pretty sure we're gonna make top 10, but this is the brigade I'm using. I guess I'll just show HM so you can tell which are my units, but this is a very old update from my friends list, so I should probably consider updating at some point, but I want to update when a bunch of people have some particular units up for Pawns of Loki, because otherwise, like, I'm not particularly concerned with general content using friends units like Grand Conquest. As long as the unit's decently competent, I can make it work. Like Winter Sothis and Bethune here. Still doing alright with Thune, definitely dropping off, but the armored effectiveness is always fantastic when there's a lot of green armors running around, and just green units in general. But yeah, that's my team. It's just a completely WOM-based engine, where you just steamroll. If you screw up for something early on, you have a really hard time catching up. Unless you can set up Wings of Mercy and fling all your units in really fast to nuke everything. Yeah. But a lot of chip damage as well. Veronica's Savage Blow, Ophelia's Savage Blow. Hardy Bearing, of course. Not the most ideal Ophelia build, but it's better than nothing. But anyways, enough rambling. We'll be back when the results drop in. Alright, stuff should be in by now. And yep, nothing too special here. Honestly, we technically have a chance of staying in tier 28, or in Vault of Heaven, making tier 38, but I kinda doubt it. At least Mirablis is bonus, but that just means our offense matches are going to be miserable. I mean, not that they're not miserable. They're miserable regardless of who's bonus. This is what happens when you only goofball with one team that really cannot do everything it needs to. Let's just put it that way. But I think we're going to be bouncing an arena this week. We don't have anything. So that's going to be it for this episode. Thanks for watching. As always, this is Ether Dragon, and hope to see you all next time. Bye!